story of this one, I think, is quite simply De'Aaron Fox, who is showing he is that guy. It's year 6. He came in focused. He got off to a hot start. It's continued. And what happens late in the game? He's hitting big shot after big shot. He is cool. He is calm. He's collected. He finished with 32 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds. And how big was that second half for him? In the fourth quarter, he had 10 points.
Deuce, you look at the way he started that game, like you were saying about the entire team. And he started the game scoreless in that first quarter. Kevin Huerter was struggling as well. So it's like, okay, there's not a lot going on around you. How are you going to find it within to be able to help your team out? De'Aaron Fox has shown that he can do that consistently this season. And it has been so fun to watch him get to his spots and say, I'm going to shoot this here and I'm going to make this. Oh, I'm actually going to drive here now. Oh, this 3? Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm going to pop this one because I know I'm going to make it. You're seeing the confidence. You're seeing the way that he is playing in clutch minutes. It's just incredible play from him right now.
And late in the game, a close game, in the final minute, he's the guy that's hitting the daggers. He's doing it calmly. The mid-range game, which has improved so much over the years, but now it's deadly. De'Aaron Fox is not just having a great year. He's playing like one of the better players in the NBA to start the season. He's no doubt about it playing at an all-star level right now. And it's been fun. It's been fun to watch because it just feels like it's a complete game. I loved watching him on NBA Today. He was, because the Kings were in LA, he went in studio with the crew and he was asked about his defensive improvement because he's clearly taken a step there. He credit to Mike Brown for holding him accountable. And I think you give so much credit to De'Aaron Fox for just embracing this challenge. I swear, man, at the end of the season, in his end of season press conference, I saw something different out of him. And when he started talking about his disappointing year, and he talked about the need for structure and discipline, he got that with Mike Brown. He got that with his coaching staff, and now he's playing how we all thought he could play, the best basketball of his career.
And that's what I love that Mike Brown said even after the game about, like, you're all seeing this now. I knew this is what De'Aaron Fox was. I knew he could do this. But going back to even what you're saying about De'Aaron Fox being on NBA Today, he's starting to get that national love. He's starting to get that respect from the officials, and it's just going to be great for his all-around game. It's going to be great for the team, but also what he said in that quote that you're talking about when asked about his defensive improvements, he was like, it could be a picture perfect defensive possession. Mike Brown in a timeout is still going to tell you 3 things that could have been better, and that is why and how the defense is improving so much, because it's the attention to details. The details matter and the standards are high.
They fought through some adversity tonight too. When the shots aren't falling, how are you going to stay in the game? I felt like it got a little heated in the second quarter. They got down and they closed well in that quarter. They end up cutting the lead to 4 at 60-56. Third quarter is still close. I think the frustrating part with tonight's game was it just felt like they couldn't get stops. And it was like, God, man, now you're just trading baskets. You got to get some stops here. The shooting got better, but the stops weren't coming. In the fourth quarter, they forced some turnovers, much needed turnovers, got out the first couple of possessions, able to score. And I just thought Fox was brilliant tonight. I've been so impressed with what he's been able to do. He had 21 points in the second half more. And like his second half numbers were insane. I need to pull them up. Yes, 21 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds on 9 of 12 shooting in the second half. In the fourth quarter tonight, he had 10 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds on 5 of 7 shooting. That's big time stuff. And this is a game like the Kings should have won tonight. And if they had lost, we would have been feeling awful tonight because the Lakers are playing without LeBron James. Even without LeBron, they're one of the worst teams in the NBA. They're now 2-10. They're a complete mess. But the Kings found a way to get it done. And that showed me something. I was very concerned about a letdown performance tonight because of how good they looked against the Cavs. But here they are in like a late game situation. executing down the stretch. Their fourth quarter numbers, Will Z just put out, it was really impressive to see what they were able to do. They were 14 of 20 from the field, 70%, 4 of 4 from the line, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a turnover. They outscored the Lakers 33-26.
And just to tie a bow on De'Aaron Fox and his game, I mean, you talk about those assists. His playmaking ability has taken a leap. And that has just, it's like he's capitalizing on his skill set, being this speedy player, and then also allowing all these other things to add confidence into his shooting, into his defense, and understanding being in that stance makes a difference, and getting that steal on Reeves toward the end of the game and just going up for the easy two. Those things make some huge differences, but also free throw line again, 4 or 5 from the free throw line, Deuce. But it's not only that, he has the right coaching staff, the right teachers, the right teammates around him to help him with this new journey in his 6th season.
I said this a while back, and I'm going to say it now. The biggest offseason move was hiring Mike Brown.
Yes.
He and his staff have done a great job. And I know, like, people are like, they're 5-6. Even when they were 0-4, it didn't look like 0-4. They're competing. Tonight, they found a way to win it. You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to win ugly. The best text I got after the game from a friend was, I'd rather win ugly than lose pretty. Let's hear from Mike Brown after the game. He was talking about Fox's growth in the scoring area.
The biggest key to that, what you're saying is, and when I say he can flat out go, is he can carry us to a win. And that's what he did tonight. I know he could score in the past, but I just wasn't seeing the production on both sides of the floor while getting a win like I'm seeing this year, especially tonight. We were struggling, and we went to him, and he did what his job is supposed to do. He did what a star is supposed to do. And not only did he do his job, but he did his job while getting us a win. And that's what's exciting. That's what I'm seeing him do right now. Not only that, it doesn't add up in the stat sheet, but I'm seeing him lead and take on responsibilities at the right time. And so to see him grow as quickly as he has in this short amount of time, especially with the work that he put in this summer, that's the part that I'm excited about. Because like I said, he can flat out go.
He can flat out go. He did what a star is supposed to do, Morgan. And that's some high praise for Mike Brown. He said the other thing that doesn't jump out on the stat sheet, he's leading.
Yeah.
Mike Brown, I think a good NBA coach is like a parent, a good parent, not like my parent, right?
Yeah.
Like my parents suck. All right.
Yeah.
A great parent loves, cares, holds a kid accountable, teaches lessons. There's trust. And I think that's the same thing, like what great leaders can do, right, with a team.
Yes.
And I think one mistake I've probably made in the past in evaluating the Kings over the years, it's like, well, I mean, what the coach needs talent, and coaches do need talent. There's no doubt about it.
Sure.
The difference, I'm just going to be honest right now. The difference between what we saw last year in the last couple of years to now is astounding. And you start to think, if Mike Brown had last year's team, even though it was flawed, right? Even though it's the beginning of the year, what's it look like instead? If he took over for Dave Yeager, what does that team look like under his watch? It's crazy to think about, but like, honestly, I just think Mike Brown has gained so much knowledge over the years. He's learned so many lessons from his previous stops and being with the Warriors that is translated into him developing into a really, really good coach in the league, empowering his staff, but most importantly, challenging and empowering his players.